Well, hello there, guys. We're going to crack on with a little Stuart Turner. So, we'll have a little look outside. I have got the engine outside and I have painted it. We now need to get the generator off the base plate. I have labelled the wires up, but we've got a little job for Mr. Angle Grinder to cut off the old bolts. Anyhow, my name's Adam. You're watching Norfolk Man Cave. Ah! So, folks, you have seen the little Stuart engine if you've been watching. If not, go back a couple of videos and you'll find the engine what come off here. Currently sits on that bench painted. This is what we're left with the dynamo. So we need to get this off. This is a tad loose because it's held on with big rotten bolts that were holding on these wooden skids. And as you can see, the wooden skids had no integrity at all. They had rotted away. So I need to cut them 4 bolts out of the way, and we need to get this generator off. But before then, I need to disconnect my wires. I have labelled these wires. As you can see, I've numbered it 1, 2 and 3 and labelled appropriately, because I don't know anything about wiring, and it seems like these generator companies seem to like to use one colour wire for everything. So yes, we'll disconnect these wires off the bottom here, take the box off, then we can get that generator off. Ah! Right, excuse the noisy aeroplane. I have the appropriate size spanner. Will they undo without twisting off? Oh yes, what we're looking for to make sure the thread in the centre ain't turning. No, it isn't. Oh, good, that just been hooked on. Right, okay, so we only got a slack in them. Come on. Oh, the centre post is not turning again. This is most excellent. Ain't going to take long to get these wires off, is it? There we go. That's wire 3, wire 2. And then for some reason, is this centre post going to turn? Can we get 3 for 3? Oh, you bugger. Oh, that centre post is turning. Right. There had to be one, didn't there? And if the centre post turn, you're just going to... No, that centre post is turning. And I do not want to twist the wire off the back of that. Can you even get in the back of it with a spanner? I don't even know if you can get in there to hold it, guys. Let me have a fiddle. Well, quickest way to deal with them is cut the buggers and we'll deal with them in the shed. So that's all the wires off this little generator. There we go. Right, I somehow need to cut these bolts so we can lift this off. Because at the minute, it's on there fairly. Right, let's get some bolts cut off. Angle grinder plugged in. Here we go. Oh, I can't get into them ones, guys. We're going to have to do some tipping. Try and tip this generator up. Oh, she's heavy. There you go. And hopefully... Oh yeah, I can push the bolts through the bottom. Cut them off there. She needs to come. Whoa! Come on, that's it. Get the bottom one through. There we go. This should lift off. Oh, yeah. Whatever's in there. Oh, well. We'll have a look in there. Look at that. Phew. We'll have a look in there another time. But for now, we need to get this generator unbolted. I've noticed straight away one bolt is already missing. Now is there nuts on the bottom of them, guys? You'll have to have a look for me. Is there nuts on the bottom? The engine did screw straight in at the base plate, so I'm hoping that's going to be the same this end. Oh yes, there's no nuts on the bottom of that. This is going to be much easier to get off. Right, spanner time. Right, will these undo? Cool. Oh yeah. Yep, she's undoing, guys. There's one missing out of there. Cool, she'll take a little bit of winding out. There ain't no getting your fingers in there for this one. Oh, hang on, that's coming loose. There we go. She's out. Excellent stuff. Right, let me fiddle with the other ones and we'll be back. So, the bolt round the other side, round this corner, weren't playing ball, so I just trimmed the top off it. Let's see if we can break the generator off the base plate. Cool. Now, pretty much. Alright. Yeah, that's coming. Come on. What the hell? Alright. Cool. There we go. Whew, that's a heavy little sod. A job I'm gonna dread. That's getting that stud out of that base plate. Well, I don't like these jobs. We might as well do it first as last. Let's clean up. Cool. There's hardly anything left of that bolt, guys. I'm not liking our chances of that coming out. Oh, she's quite thin. But we'll give her a go. We'll give her a go, guys. All we're doing is twisting the broken head off. Let's do our mole grips up a little bit more. Not a chance. Oh, that's tight. Ah ha 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 ha. Look at that. Oh, yes. I was dreading that, but there was no need to dread. There we go. That's all out. I think I need to get 4 more bolts with that thread. There we go. KO nut and bolt, here we come. Alright. Let's get that generator on the bench. Well guys, we've got this generator on the bench. She's cobwebby. Yeah, this thing's not been around for years. But it seems to turn nice. You know, it seems to turn nice, guys. I don't know how the wiring connections on these were. And another question, how do you start the engine? Because there's no provisions on that Stuart engine to put a starting handle. Let me show you. I ain't showed you the engine painted, have I? So outside we go. Here's our engine. I have give her a nice coat of NATO green. Haven't done the face of the flywheel yet, because that's going to be black. And so's the base plate. They will get done together. Magneto will clean him up. But the rest of the engine has been painted and looking really nice with our new cylinder. Anyhow, this engine, this side, is what couples up to your generator. So these mounts here couple up to that generator. Round this end, there's no crank provision to start this. So you can't put a starting handle anywhere this end. It don't have the rod along the top and the chain and the handle around here like some of the Stuarts. So, or is this dyno start? On our control panel though, I cannot see a push button. We've got 2 connections here. These look like possibly 12 volt go to them. I can't see mains coming out of them. Depends how someone had them wired. But I don't know. We have our on and off switch. And we have, looks like a rheostat. Whew. So there's a rheostat there. But there is no push button, start button anywhere. So I'm wondering how do you start that engine? Because I say there's nothing on that end of the generator just goes on there. Don't know. And on this end of the generator, there's no provisions to even put a handle on there. There's just a normal keyway shaft. So I don't think the engine's ever been started off this end. So how do you start the engine? All I'm assuming is it's some form of dyno start. But what I think we need to do first is get this bell end off. Hopefully. Oh yes, hopefully with these 2 screws. That'll lift off. And if we've got, I might be wrong here, but if we've got like 4 brushes, 2 armatures is the word? No, slip rings, 2 sets of slip rings. I think you'll find one's for the 12 volt and the other's for 240. If we've only got 1 pair of slip rings, then I think this is AC only, and there's got to be a way to start it. I don't know. We'll wire it up anyhow. Let's see if we can get this bell end off. Right, let's hope these screws will come undone. I really do not know. We can hope though, can't we? Hope they don't ring off, that's the main thing. Oh, no. Comes undone straight away, look. There we go. I need a little pot to put them screws in before. Will this one come undone? Oh, yes. Right. I need to get a little pot to put these 2 screws in. Not going to put them in the box. Hang on. We have another yogurt pot here. We can use this one for generator bits. Now, hopefully this bell will come off. Oh, my word. Yep. Looky, looky there. Ain't that what you want to see? So, proof if you ever need it that my videos are not staged. Yeah, things don't get like this overnight, guys. So if I say something's been standing for decades, I'm pretty confident in my answer. Look at the state of that. Pah. Pah. What the hell? All right. Right. Let's give her a bit of a blowout. My knowledge of generators, as you guys know, is very, very limited. Let me get my big old work light in here so we can have a look. Oh my word. Right. Oh, them brushes are nice and free, look. Look at them brushes. Whoops, spring's come up. Spring has come off that one. Well, them brushes are very good. Look at them. So I think I'm going to disconnect these brushes. Oh yeah, the spring is right back in there. I'm going to disconnect these brushes and try and clean this up. But there seems to be only... There's no more brushes underneath there, is there? No, I don't think there is. So there's only one set of brushes. Right, okay. Right. I think I need to get this span shroud off the other end as well and blow all that out and clean all them up, because they are black. But there's not a second set here. That's just like a bit of tape around there. So yeah, I think we need to clean all them up. All right, let's get this other brush out. There we go. All right, that's the other brush out. They actually look good. So these brushes clearly just go down to these posts down the bottom. We'll investigate them. But I think for now I've got to clean all this up, because that needs to be bright and shiny. Quite how we do that, I'm not sure. I don't feel like taking all this off. I need to try and get in the top and dirt. Let me have a way up, because you can see that ain't very nice. I'll get in there and clean them up. Ooh. He's cleaning that. Ah, yes. They're cleaning. Yes. Right, we have got in there. Look at them. That is shiny now, isn't it? So we got them back in. Our brushes look quite good. So I think we can get the brushes back in. If I pull the spring back. Get the brush in. Spring back on. Same this side. There we go. I'm going to call pretty much as I can do this end of the generator, because that looks all clean. I have, with my little pick tool, I have been in, scraped every single line just to get any carbon out. So I have done all that with the clean process, but it just took me best part of an hour. So there we are. Right, let's get into the other end of this. Right, let's pull these two grates off, because I'm assuming there's a fan in there for cooling. So I'll get my little pick tool. If you're undoing these screws, guys, and you want a better chance of them actually coming undone, if you can find your pick tool you just used, just go through and clean up to get that paint out of where the screws go. You get a better chance of your screwdriver fitting properly and them coming undone. There you go. All right. Let's see if these will come undone. Not very well, are they? Let me just tap that. Try and shock the screw a little. I'm only using a screwdriver I can't get an awful lot of leverage on, one with a narrow handle, so I don't want to risk damaging. Cool. That ain't gonna come off. Will any of these undo? Well, that one's coming. If the other three come, the grill might sort of spin round to loosen it, if that makes sense. And let's hope that's the case. Let's hope these others. Oh, yes. Yeah, let's just hope these others do come undone. We got two out. If this one comes, hopefully we'll be all right. Oh, yes. Nice and easy. All right, that's three out. Now, hopefully, if we can tap this round, that'll break that screw undone. Do you see what I mean? Alright, if not, that'll have to just stay around here somewhere. I'm not going to force it. Cool, there is some crap in there, so yeah, this definitely need to come off. Yes. Yeah, she's there. Cool, look at the crap in that. My word! Do you think we got a mouse house in there, guys? Do you think we got a mouse house? Imagine running that with that in there, look. I think we definitely have a mouse house. Look at that. Luckily, it hasn't got into the motor bits. It's literally got in this end. Because you can't, I can see, you can't get through into there. So there's no mouse house in this bit. It is literally all in this fan mechanism. If I get the other side off, we'll get an airline in there. Right, guys. We got these two out. These two. Now, these are not going to undo. Believe me, and I don't want to risk. I do not want to risk damaging them, mauling them up. But I've cleaned them up. Now, we're going to cause more damage than enough trying to do that. So I think we're just going to do that, sit the generator up and blow it out. And just get all this crap and mouse house out of here. I don't want to blow the crap all over my bench. Look at that. Look at that mouse house. Would you believe we had mouse house in there? Right, let's get this fan blown out. Yeah, I think the mouse house is out there. Much better. All right. So, you tell me, guys, is there a 12-volt side to this? Or is it all just the mains? I think that's just 110, so I don't think this is going to act as a dynamo, do you? All right, let me get this screwed back on this end, because that's all bent about there at the minute. I know I'm going to get cribbed for not having that right off, but for the sake of what we wanted to do, I did not want to risk ringing them screws off that end. And we haven't exactly done any damage, have we? You know, everything is still sitting straight, nothing sort of wonky, so I think we're good. All right. We can leave that other side grill off for a little bit, that don't really matter. Right, what we got to do now? Well, I think I see in here an oiling point, look. I do believe that's a point where you can put a couple of squirts of oil in for your bearing. All right, there we go. There's our little thing in question. Oh, that's undoing. I think this is so you can oil it. Or as if you could get a damn spanner on it. That's a rum thing to get a spanner on, isn't it? You can't get into it. There we go. Luckily, it's coming out by hand. Let me blow out around there. So no crap or muck goes in there. So we'll take that out. And we'll pump it with some oil. God damn me. Let's stand her upright. Come on, girl. These things are heavy, guys. Alright. We have pumped her with oil. Let's get a little rag there now. And just wipe off all that excess oil was spilled. Alright. And I'll put that little bung back in. Yeah, she's full, guys. She is full. Right, let's get this little bung back in. I don't think we got one in the back end. I did have a quick squiz about while I was in there and couldn't see anything to oil that rear bearing. And I really want to get some lubrication into that if I can. So I don't like sort of just leaving things. Because we've got to paint this dynamo up, this generator. We'll have a look at the spec plate in a minute, actually. Because I haven't showed you guys the spec plate, have I? What a horrible thing to get undone. Shame it wasn't a little nut where you could have put a damn socket on it. But this whole pulley is in the way. And I don't fancy taking a pulley off just to do this. Ah, we're there. Oh, yes, we're there. Yeah, that did just nip up. Let's have a look in this back end. See if there's a way we can get some oil into this pulley. I really do not know. Whew. Do you know there's no bung in there to get any oil in? I wonder if we can just pop that cap back a little and get some oil in there. That's what I'm going to hope, that we can just get this cap back a little bit. Squeeze a bit of oil in and do him back up. Well, these are all coming undone nicely anyhow. Excellent stuff. Right, let's just stand this generator up a little bit, up against the vise. Yeah, stand the generator up against the vise, and hopefully we can get a bit of oil into that. So I would really like to oil that bearing. There we go. Will that cap come off? It will. Good, good. Yeah, that cap's lifted up there nicely. Oh, yeah. Tell you what, let's take the damn thing right off. Let me, to start with, clean around this shaft. And then hopefully that cap will push off there. Oh no, I spun the nut off. No, we need to find that nut before we move. Alright, where'd that little nut go? Oh no, I see it hit the carpet. Give me a minute. Alright, the little nut got found. Quite easy actually, about 20 seconds of looking and I found the little nut. The last thing we want to do is lose said little nut. I do like to keep everything as original as possible when I put these engines back together, and that includes using the original nuts and washers. Alright, let's get this cap off and then we can get in there. Oh, there's grease in that bearing. The grease is not particularly good, but that is a roller bearing with grease. I think if we repack that with fresh grease, because that grease hasn't gone hasn't gone waxy, it is still quite pliable. So I think if we cram him back full of nice fresh grease and load that bearing back up, it'll do the world of good. See, I took all that grease, that big old blob I just put, I pushed that right into that bearing. There we go. That hopefully now, yeah, that old grease ain't even all hard and waxy. That's quite good, so I'm not unduly concerned about that. And we'll get our cap and we will shoehorn some fresh grease in the cap. And hopefully when we put that back on, it'll be a vast improvement. And I'm going to feel a lot happier that I know that's greased in there. Right, let's get this cap back on. There is a cutout, which I'm guessing, would this cutout be at the bottom, so if any moisture got in, it fell out? That wouldn't surprise me. I'm going to put a bit more grease around that. Definitely going to put more grease in there. Alright, my little tub is just about empty. Oh no, I think we got enough in. Yeah, we got enough in there, guys. Excellent. Right. Yeah, that recess has got to go towards the bottom, hasn't it? And hopefully, I hope you get what I'm doing there. I think that's going to, I think that's just going to assist it a lot. Alright, there we go. There was a stud just started to push through. Now I don't want a stud pushing through. Hopefully that'll pull back. Oh yeah, I think it will. Alright. That's the washers on. What is that? Yeah, 1:45. There we are. Let's get these washers back on. And get the little nuts back on. Come on, there we go. Alright, we need to get these back. I'll pull them down evenly. Just to get our plate back on. There we are. Oh yes. That plate has gone back in there now, squeezing a nice bit of grease out, so I think we have got that all on there. I think we've well and truly greased the bearing now, which is good. There we go. Right, I'm squeezing the grease out of there a bit. Do this one. I'm squeezing the grease out of that one. Now this bottom one. And that's pulling the grease out of this one. Right, that's nipped down pretty even. So we can tighten all them up. There we go. Wipe that grease off from around there. And that should be our bearing. Nicely greased in there. I do wish they'd have just put a damn grease nipple in that. Wouldn't that have been so much easier if they'd have put a grease nipple in there? I'm surprised that they didn't do that. Oh, yes. She may not be the quietest, but I'm just happy that she's got fresh grease in. That's made me happy that I know it isn't going to go and seize up on us. Now, I don't know if we're getting any form of power out of any of this. Ugh. Let me get rid of this mouse house. Put him in the bin. There we go. We'll get rid of this mouse house. And I do want to perhaps flip this thing over and see what wires go to what. Just so I know. Okay, I say this every time, nothing is light. Right, there we are. Cool. Poor old generator, she needs a rub down, guys. Alright, here's all our wires. Ah, we have a red wire here. So this big one's a red one. I'm guessing that's a live wire. So what are these three wires? Would they be live, neutral and earth? I don't know. Because we got 4 terminals here, but only 3 of them were being used, weren't they? I don't think this one had anything on it. No, I don't think that one had anything on it. It was these 3 being used. So, that's that one was loose. Right, we haven't twisted the wires around. That's good. I can get in there with a spanner and hold that so we can get that right off now. Yeah. Oh, there's a bottom lock nut. Right, okay. I'm talking to myself, guys. Right. Yeah, let me familiarise myself. You can have a look in here and all. Alright, there we are. So this one, we didn't have anything on. We were using these 3 here. Which is this thick red one. Yeah, we're using this thick red one. This one. Yeah, so we're using this one, and this little lightweight one. Yep, they are the 3 wires we're using. What is this little lightweight wire here? I'm assuming now these are your 2 main power wires. They're going to be what give you your 110. But what is this little wire here for? What is that for? Or do you need 12 volts to that to excite it? But yeah, I think these 2 are our live and neutral. Marvellous. So I've had a little clean up. And you can see maybe if you look closely, letters Z, Y, Y, A. Did I see A on there? Yes, A. And that looked like a R. What are all these for, guys? We were using these 2 thick ones. No, we weren't using that one, were we? No, that's the one what was locked down. We've been using these 3. So we've been using the A, which is this one, And there's a Y here and a Y here and a Z. Now, is that a universal motor code? Generator code? Do them letters mean anything? I believe they do. I shall have to do some Googling. I'm assuming this Z is just going to be an earth pole. So I'm assuming that's where we earth the whole machine. Y and Y. Is that a choice of 110 or 240? Or do you join them together to get 240? Someone please explain in the comments where I get power out of this thing. Once it's turning, where do I get power out? And do I have to excite it? Because this R terminal, what had nothing on it, that's another thick wire. Here, look. So you got the thickest wire goes to this one, and we don't appear to be using that. It was just wired on these three, which is the A and the two Y's. What was all that about? I can see me having to do some Googling on here, because they weren't using that one. Had it been wired right, though? I do not know. I don't think that was factory wiring. I think that control box is an aftermarket one someone's put on. So, yes, I don't know, guys. Need your expertise. So, guys, there is the spec plate as promised. Now then, I've just spotted a word here. Dynamo. That tells me this is DC. So it's not an alternator. So I have a sneaky feeling dynamo, yeah, does mean it's a DC system. And volts, 100 and 140. Does that mean that heavy wire what weren't being used gives you 140 volts and the one what was being used is giving us 100? I think that's what it is. So I think the two what are labelled at Y, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm assuming they're the power outputs. And if you use one of them you get 100 volts, the other one you get 140 volts. If you get 100 volts you get 10 amps, 140 volts 7 amps. She's 1000 watt, RPM 1500. And there is the plant number. Ah, there's even a number for the switchboard. 23985, is it? Is that 23985? You can see that better than I can. Look, yep, I can see it through the phone. 23995 for the look of that. So is that number of the switchboard we need? I'm going to have to do some Googling, because I think that control panel what someone's put on there isn't an original Stuart one. If it is, it's not like a Stuart one I've seen before. It's quite a nice thing though. Anyhow, there we go. There is the spec plate for our dynamo. I think I've kept you guys long enough in this video. I don't know how long it is. I'm guessing we must be knocking on the door of an hour. And I know you guys do like the 1 hour videos. There we are. So guys, there it is. That's going to be it for this video. We have had a fair bit of work done again today. Dynamo, not generator. Dynamo is off the base plate. Right, I'm quite happy with how it's looking. She shined up. The brushes are good. We've done the bearings. Short of blowing this thing right to bits, which I don't particularly want to do. Yeah, we should be all right. Being a dynamo, am I right in thinking if I hook a multimeter up onto that, I can spin this by hand and get a few volts out of it? You know, I'm assuming the 1500 RPM will give you your 100 volts. Does that mean if I spin it at 150 RPM, I'm going to get 10 volts? I don't know. Does it work like that? You know, so I'd like to, before I bolt all this back on the plate, do some way of testing to see if this thing actually puts anything out, because I would be gutted if we restored it all, put it back together, and that didn't damn work. I can't find a way to turn it on a drill very easy. Could get a socket on that nut there. That would spin her up, I suppose, wouldn't it? Anyhow, we're going to leave the video here, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next time, guys. Ha ha!